now live. I want you all to see something. I'm simultaneously broadcasting on both YouTube and TikTok. Just in case one drops, we're going to keep the other one going. You can find me as Angelic Discipline on TikTok. You can find me with that same name on YouTube. For TikTok is at 69%. Whenever it decides that it wants to check and see if I'm still the valid user and content creator, we'll go through the tests. If it decides to shut down, we'll just shut it down and restart. Okay? We're going to keep this YouTube channel going. Matter of fact, I was actually just messaged by my roommate, my good brother, my Tafar brother, my constitutional brother. I've known him for 25 years. And I'm even putting him on pause to make sure you all are okay first. Why? Because that's why TikTok was stuttering. I was receiving a direct message on my phone line. Hopefully the signal is better now. We're going to proceed in what I was speaking on. Give me a moment. Okay. I apologize to everybody, and we are also waiting. We do have one with us in the YouTube session. Let's see here. Give me just a moment. Like I said, prayerfully, TikTok won't pause or stall out. I do need to make sure what's going on with my brother, so give me just a moment. Okay. Oh, here we go. We got 6 in YouTube now. Shalom, everyone. Hayes, shalom to you. All right. Thank you for everyone who's coming back in to join on YouTube. Shalom, TikTok land. Let's get some green hearts and locks in the building. We locked in. We're about to get started soon. There's 17 people in YouTube right now. Got 2 people that it tells me in TikTok. We're not worried about the numbers. We're just looking for the right individuals, the righteous individuals. Shalom to everyone who's joining over in TikTok land. I started a live and neglected to charge my device, so we're on round 2. All right. This particular mix might take a while. I'm looking at 16 minutes, so once this part fades to its end, we're going to get back started. Shalom, Makati, I see you. Shalom, said. Said, do you know about entrepreneurship? Are you of service in your community? WRZAY, Warzayash. Work with me, I'll work with you. That's a great answer to start with. Do you know about entrepreneurship? SJ, shalom. Just giving us a little interlude. Had a couple of false starts, shall we say. Not in anything that we were trying to do negative. I neglected to plug in my device, so we lost YouTube for a minute. Oh, looky here. See, you like crescent moons, Hayes. Would I be correct in addressing you with Assalamu alaikum? For those of you who don't speak that language, Shalom Barak. I greet you all with our Father's peace and blessings. That's what we're talking about around here. I don't really speak emoji. I'll work with you though. Work with me, I'll work with you. It's the first rule of entrepreneurship. Right. We've been on for about 6 minutes on YouTube since we got a restart. Hmm. I don't know if you've heard of this word in vocabulary. CULL. We're at the culling point. I looked up just a few moments ago. It was around 16 people in the room. And now we're back down to 3. Thank you all for everyone who has joined in. I can tell you what it says over here. 3. And we'll work with that. Let's go ahead and put a pause on this. We're going to get back to where we were. I remember bragging about Minister Anais. You start out your day, and if it's not Minister Anais, it might be Minister Shantae, it might be Minister Steve, it could be Minister Yashev's wife, or even Minister Yashev. There are several people who might do that opening to your day prayer meeting. Let's see here. What's your name? Yeah, they got jokes, y'all. I want to share this with you. Let's see here. Hey, Morgan Freeman from Dawn. Shalom, Don. Go ahead. Just go on and jump off this roof. That's what you really want to do. Go on and just take off. Go on and fly. Tell you what, there will be no stealing your 15 seconds of fame off of my 15 minutes of fame on my own platform. You want to call me Morgan Freeman, then you have to look at everything that he has done. And on top of that, compare it to things that I've done. And then really, can you say that I'm Morgan Freeman? No. Now, there happens to be one particular movie where Morgan Freeman was a Moor. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. In that particular movie, he gave Robin of Locksley, a pledge, because when Robin broke himself out of prison, he also unbound the chains on the character that Morgan Freeman was playing. So this Moor went back to the lands of Locksley, and he fought along with John Little, the Maid Mariam. So yeah, if you want to call me Morgan Freeman, there's a video that you should check out, because my name is Angelic Discipline. You could even call me DJ Microwave 5000 watts. You could call me 3P Rouge. But no, I'm not Morgan Freeman. See, there's a person already walking around with that name. They already receive a check. I receive my own checks. I deserve my own checks. So when you check in with me, if you're not already part of my family, you need to pay your dues. See, I already did a video about a party in Sherwood Forest. There's an appearance of Morgan Freeman. There's an appearance of Kevin Costner, Robin Loxley. And the reason why I made that video is because back in high school, I used to play the trumpet. And we had a spring concert. And there was this song, you know it's true, everything I do it for you. So you imagine Dizzy Gillespie picked up a trumpet and he's playing that song. Well, at the time, 10th grade, I had the gift where I could actually play like Dizzy Gillespie. So yours truly was playing everything I do on the trumpet. I had the solo part. And then my brother, my best friend, and we known each other since the first day of first grade, he had the saxophone part. And we wrecked that Lakewood Promenade. Yes, we did. So if you want to refer to me as Morgan Freeman, I don't even have to take it on the chin. I just dust my shoulder off because that's a badge I've already earned. Thank you. Shukran. Jeddah. Gracias. Spasibo. So let's get on with our discussion. Because when you work with me, I'm going to work with you. What we got going on over here? Yeah, you can get me started. What's up, Unc? Yeah. So, talking about entrepreneurship and service in your community. And today's topic is being in position. So, we have a host of different ministers who can deliver us a message, opening the day with a prayer service. And then we have our Khaled that will give us a message. We can ride on that until midday. Then from there, we can all get together and have a love move meeting and still be in prayer and be in support and so on and so forth. And then there's even a training program for physical training, and it's also a mental strengthening program. And all of these are a spiritual training program. Not bragging on myself, but hey, I jumped in there at 4 p.m. to give y'all something to discuss as far as business and ethics is concerned. Also, I'm here because there's a lot of people who argue with each other about what it is to be Hebrew. There's people that argue about what it is to be a Christian, what it is to be a Muslim, what it is to be Catholic, Buddhist, so on and so forth. I'm not here to argue with folks. No. I'm here to give you information. I'm here for you to check me and let me know when I'm misinformed and we need to get this story straight. I'm not going to come here and try and wow you, nor am I going to try to sway you. I'm here to give you information. And if that information is incorrect, let me know that I have misinformed you. So there will be that opportunity where I open it up to where people can speak on live, whether it's to give us their experience or to let everyone know how they felt about something I said. Fair is fair is fair. Yahava Ahava, Ahava Ahava, we like that. I mean, Kati Mavis. So, we're going to talk about position. Now, let me think about it. Now, after 6 p.m. Eastern Time to about 8 p.m. Eastern Time, there's usually some kind of committee, or not a committee, a community meeting before Khaled comes and speaks with us in the afternoons. Or even if there's not, we need some cool down time, right? Brute Charlie, when he responded to me and I said, hey, I want to step in at so-and-so time, he's like, yo, okay, but I just got through and I understand. All I need you to do is show up and show out. That might mean just put your ear there and let me know if something wasn't right. Let me know about something I didn't cover so I can get at it. So even if you do show up and you don't say something in the comments, there will still come the time where I still want your feedback I'm not here to just talk your ear off. However, that it gives community options to feed on righteous information. I mean, I mean. So back to position. My position is to let you know about my studies, not just in business, because there's a lot of ethics involved in business. I told you all a little story about what it takes to pass the test as an insurance agent. 80 to 85% of the test is laws, state territory laws, and then the national and global laws. What are your constraints and what are your restraints and what are you of ability and liberty to do? That's insurance. Dark matter. Shalom. Shalom. The same goes for getting a administrative associate's business degree. Took 2 years worth of courses. Took maybe 2 semesters of math. Now you do the math. 2 years of business, but only 2 semesters of math. There's all kinds of ethics in there. Now, prior to all of that, I had training as a Microsoft certified engineer. That meant that I didn't just come in with a resume on the ground floor trying to get to the mailroom, even though that was my preferred path. No, that's not what I was supposed to do at all. Shalom. Well, shalom. See, I wasn't supposed to just walk into the building with a resume in hand looking for HR. No, I needed to talk to who HR talked to. I needed to talk to the people who all sat on a panel together, and the head of HR was sitting at this table. That's the people that I needed to talk to when I walked in the building after I earned this Microsoft Certified Engineer certificate. I wasn't the person that came in and told you how to plug in the stuff in the networks and how to work the circuit boards. I wasn't the guy that came in and told you, hey, this is the best 3 or 4 types of software to use. I wasn't the guy to tell you how to make your team more efficient. I wasn't the guy to tell you how to do this in a cheaper manner, let alone find a different market or a market strategy. I wasn't the guy to say, hey, you CEO, Chief Executive Officer, and you CFO, Chief Financial Officer, I need to make sure that y'all are keeping your books straight. I wasn't the guy to do that. I was not there for accounting. I'm there for team building because I don't need to talk to even that person that's responsible for each of those things that I listed off. I need to talk to the person who is actually working with everybody in personnel so that if I ask you a situation about that situation over there or this scenario over here, you're going to point me in the right direction to who I need to talk to and how to make sure that these things are really working. Because yes, I do know about 3 different softwares. We're going to use this one over here because it's most efficient. And why you got these folks over here leaning, if they don't know about leaning, if you can lean, then you can clean. If you ain't cleaning out the cache or some memory somewhere, you better have a broom in your hand. Clean up something. I don't play. I don't. That also means that when I walk into this place and I talk to 5 or 10 individuals, by the time I leave this place, it's understood. Y'all gonna see me for about 12 months, and we're gonna start with, I need 65K. I'm not that individual. brothers and sisters, family. I'm not that individual. However, that is something that I carry with me. That got interrupted with Enron. That whole practice got thrown out the door with Enron because you can't walk into any corporation now and say, I need starter 65 grand just to show you how to run things properly because I already expect you to be self accountable to where I don't have to make sure that your records are straight. I just need to make sure that your network runs straight. Be in a position. If I can't use that position, what am I supposed to do? Family, I'm a Muslim. Doesn't stop me from doing the practices of what they would call the culture of Paleo Hebrew. Today I was put in the position to tell you a little bit about how and why that is so. How and why would I interpolate my divine walk with what I do with my trade? We don't need the fan going on the laptop because we're not having any other sound except for what's naturally occurring in the voice that we can hear either from me or from you all. All right. So in the Muslim world today, some people call Friday is the day that they would call Jummah, Jummah, Jummah. Now the root of that word, Umma, Ummah, is the community. So I started out with something simple. Inshallah, Ya Allah, Yubarik, Alumah, wa Sahaba. Ameen. By the will of our Father, Ya Allah, Ya Khava, Rahim. I ask that there is peace and blessings upon the community and those who have made the vow, the promise to be servers of the one who is worthy of praise for being the source of mercy and sustenance. This includes what I do with commerce, what I do interrelationships, and that's whether it's with my spouse or with any person that I meet and greet on the street. It has to do with how I handle the thoughts in my head. It has to do with how I represent the one that I say that I follow in standards. You have to be in position. On Jummah, Muslims get together around midday. The midday prayer is called Zuhr. We all know that there's 5 prayers throughout the day. The second one is around midday. At that time, there will be what's called 4 prostrations or 4 rak'ah, which is the moment of you seeing Muslims stand and say certain things, then they will bow, stand up again, and then kneel down on their knees, say some more, and then they stand back up. That full movement is a rak'ah. During Zuhr midday prayer, that's done 4 times. And there are certain things that are repeated. And one of those is the mission statement, Al-Fatiha, the first surah, the first section of the Quran that a person would read, just like we would read Barashait, the first scroll. And even Barashait starts with Barashait. Excuse me. I recited Al-Fatiha to you yesterday. The reason why is because in Islam, it is a blessing to be able to have someone else get the chance to hear Al-Fatiha. Because on the day of judgment, when our soul stands in front of our Creator, our Father, Abba, Yahavalachim. When we stand in front of it, we will be asked, have you heard Al-Fatiha? So that means that it's up to some individual out there in the world to at least introduce whether this person has heard it or not. It's a mission statement. When a person really sits down and looks at it, it sounds very poetic, and it's all praise to our Creator. Basmillahi ar-Rahmani ar-Rahim. Giving honor to the one who is most gracious, most merciful. Maliki Yawmiddin, Lord over the worlds. The days and the worlds of kingdom, of creation, Lord of everything. Guide me on the right path. And don't let me be found with those who have angered you. Yakana Buduba Yakanasta Aya. Itina Sirata al Mustaqim. Sirata al Athina and Anta Alehem. Kairumat Dobi Alehem. Walad Dolin. Amin. Forgive me when I mess up and keep me on your divine path. Amin. It's the mission statement. Every time a Muslim prays, it's the first thing that they say. And it is said every time that they are starting in that standing position. Be in position. Today in the Muslim world, they would call this jummah, because when you meet at that midday prayer, you have the obligation to do 2 rak'ah on your own time. And then once the imam, once the leader, once the kahalet comes in, we all do 2 more rak'ah together. And we recite Al-Fatiha along with whatever surah that the imam chooses. Then we think it in our minds as he recites it, or she. People might question, well, can one of the sisters be imam? Well, why not? Here's the conditions to be an imam. So think about it. The eldest person in the house who knows the most Quran. It is suggested that the husband of the household is already the imam. Well, if there's no husband, then the imam would be the person who's actually of the most study. Be in position. I miss the early morning rising prayers. Early rising prayers. I added a word that don't need to be there. I miss those because I'm sleeping, because I have very strange sleeping habits. I'm an insomniac. I am not giving you excuses. I'm letting you know that if I try to show up to that, my mind might not be fully attentive. And I don't want to forsake that message. I see recordings that come back through Podbean. What we got here? I am not familiar with B5BY Island. There will be a time where I will open up the microphone for people to host with me, or at least be a guest for you to speak your mind. I don't know who you are. So as I was saying, Assalamu alaikum. I believe that's triple O G. Shalom, 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 Barak. We're discussing being in position. We're discussing the concept of jummah because I want to show the family how Muslim practices actually do coincide with Islam culture. If you look at the actual word Islam and Muslim, Muslim means servant of Allah. So if Allah means Yahweh Elohim, a Muslim is servant of Allah. You meet a lot of Muslims, their name is Abdullah. Abdullah means servant of Allah. Abdul means servant. On Jummah is when they would have their meeting where everyone gets to listen in while they learn about a certain section of the Quran and how it goes with the life lesson of what we can apply to today. We all get together and we pray, right? I found a home with SOC where I can do that every day. And I like it here. I love it here. Yahweh, Ahava. Yahweh is love. Ahava, Ahava. Love is love. We can all agree on that. I mean. So put this to the point. I missed the Love Move prayer meeting at midday because I was having Jummah at Zur with one of the people who I consider way more than a best friend. He is my brother. I have one blood brother who I shared our mother's womb. However, this is someone who I've known for over 25 years, and we met before either one of us was 25 years old. Very important factor in my life. We may not always agree. There may have been times where we would not even stand on the same block. However, if something went on, I'm going to look out for him and his family just like he's going to look out for mine. A couple years back, called me up. Assalamu alaikum. Walaikum assalam. Pete, I want to tell you, I've become Muslim. Now y'all are wondering, what's this Pete? Peter. My uncle's name is Peter, and I was born in Thomas. There's a long story I could tell you all about how I became Peter Pan. I told a little bit of the story before. I've had all kinds of antics as Peter Pan. Yet I will also tell you this: none of them involve me being a PDF. None of them. There's quite a few stories out there about Peter Pan. There's one that they don't tell you that often. The son, he's known as the Angel of Death, and he looks out for orphans. I don't know if you've seen the cartoon Gremlin Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Billy, Mandy, stop it. Anyway, so be in position. People know me as different names, different authorities, different shins, but if you call me on any of those names, there's a certain walk and talk that you will see, and it's going to always be there. Doesn't change. Just like I gave the person the chance with the red and white flag. And by the time we got a response, even though everything shut down and started over, it was the same energy. Might not have been the same individual, but it was the same energy. You see, I know certain things are generated out of what I have going on my platforms. Have you seen the moon? A person can go and look on my platform and see how it made a whole lot of views. So they want to come in and give that energy. That's talking about Muslims. That's why I'm here speaking with you now, to let you know, if you're scratching your head or scratching your chin and just trying to work it all out, I might not have all the answers. Yet, I know of a few things. And if I don't know it, we can look it up and research it. I can tell you some spots that I'm going to be looking. And we can look together and you can tell me if you found something else, right? Be in position. So I was spending Jummah with my brother because this is his first formal Ramadan. That's why I've been talking about Ramadan and why I do respect Ramadan. And why, yes, there are moments where, yes, I am going through the whole day fasting. However, no, I'm not doing it every day. SOC is fasting and removing the leaven out of the homes. To be quite honest with you, we don't cook too much around here. Y'all know about hot plates and microwaves. So we're already reading labels as it is, y'all know. Point that I'm making is this is the first time he's had anyone with him who actually will support him, not only with the fasting, but also with the studying and with the praying and with the guidance on what the culture actually is instead of what he might have to pick up on from some YouTube how to link. It's very fortunate to have somebody walk through it with you to let you know what you're supposed to study and how long. It's not about the length of time, it's what it is that you're supposed to be reading, you know, what you're supposed to be taking in and thinking about and letting it turn over in your mind. The Quran is broken down evenly to where it's meant for you to read per day a section, which would be the Jews. All Juno-ish. How about a section in the Quran by itself is called Jews? If you wanted to say there was a chapter, then you'd say that there are 30 Jews to a Quran. J-U-Z. Jews. And just like jummah, its root is ummah. Where did that J come from? Those are things that were not there before. Even the name Jummah came up with Jummah when they decided, well, we need to meet on a day outside of Saturday or Sunday. Hebrews meet on Shabbat. And it is interchangeable. However, that is their known day. We got this new group of people out here that are talking about they want to meet up on Sunday. We're not going to use either one of those. It's lively over here in TikTok land. Khan, Ruel, Khan. So, Prophet Muhammad, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam means peace be upon him. And when I say it, I'm saying peace be upon all prophets before and after him. A prophet is someone who is a speaking vessel of Yahweh Elohim. They talk about angels having wings, but yet the first definition of an angel is a messenger. So every messenger has an opportunity in life to be an angel for someone and also be a prophet for Yahweh Elohim. Make yourself an open vessel, and the oil that is poured in that comes out is the blessings and the talents from Yahweh Elohim meant for you to use to suit your purpose and be of service in your community. So, people ask, how many wives did Prophet Muhammad have? Bring this up for a reason. It's a key point. Anybody who first opens up the Quran, yes, there is Al-Fatiha, there is the mission statement. However, there's two types of Qurans. There's the one that, yeah, it gives you the translation, it even shows you Arabic. However, that's all you get. It even tells you the different surah. The surah are the sections of Revelations. Al-Fatiha is 7 lines long, 7 verses, 7 ayat. It's the first surah. Now, the one behind it, let's dig around for about 250 ayat. And the one behind that, let's go again, it might be around 300. And then it might drop back to 20 ayat, 20 lines. Because when it was time for Muhammad to get in front of the people. I'm not going to take up all y'all's time. I'm just going to let you know, since you've asked me 80 questions in whether or not we can wear this color or that color while we do it, let me tell you, this is what you're supposed to do. Don't ask me what color you're supposed to wear. This is what you're supposed to do. And then time would pass until the next one. Now, why am I bringing up his wife? I didn't say wives. I said his wife. She is known as the mother of the Quran. Not because she helped him birth the Quran, not in the way that people try to give that aspect. No. Prophet Muhammad used to spend 30 days, 30 calendar days, at a specific time once a year. He would drop his business, he would drop everything that he had going on, and he would go and study in a cave. He would study, he would pray, he would meditate. On one of those occasions is when this messenger showed up, and the messenger's back was against the sunset, so you couldn't really see the form. Didn't say anything about wings. His form said, read. Prophet Muhammad said, I can't read. Put it in his face anyway, read it. How about the first scroll that you got to take in? And it might be bitter, but you got to take in that whole scroll. How about he was shook up, ran home? They say that the cave that he would go to use was about 7 miles outside of town. I don't know about some of you. If I get a mind to it, I can walk 6 miles uphill. I'm not playing with you. 6 miles, somewhere around 2 hours. 2 hours and 45 minutes if I decide to stop, see, and take a couple of pictures. Stop, sightsee, and take a couple of pictures. It's going to take me nearly 3 hours to travel 6 miles. Prophet Muhammad ran from that cave all the way back home. And when he got back home, he was shaking, he was shivering, there were tears in his eyes. His wife, Khadijah, her name is Khadijah. His wife ran up and wrapped him with a blanket, holding him. I see you are shaking. You are not cold. What's going on? I have been given a revelation, and I am in fear, and I am in trembling. Not afraid for my life because I know that we are secured. I'm not afraid for your life because I know that we are secured. I am afraid for what I'm going to have to stand up in front of the people and tell them. Khadijah had an uncle. In those times, nobody knew the name Christian. So he did not have the name Christian. In those times, there was no modern versus Paleo Hebrew because there was only one way. Khadijah's uncle lived in Mecca. Let's just say, maybe I'm wrong about that, but let's say he was close enough to where when Prophet Muhammad told Khadijah, hey, this is the mission statement right here. This is what I got to go and do. This is what I got to tell everybody around us to start doing. And if they don't do it, either we do something about the city or we got to go. But either way, it has to grow to be bigger than just me and you. And I have to be the mouthpiece for it. So she said, hey, we need to go and talk to Honorable Uncle. An honorable uncle told Muhammad, I agree with everything you're talking about. I tell you what though, because of the way that people are acting in the city and in the region, I cannot show my face with you in public. I cannot actively stand right next to you. However, all of my means, everything that I have, anything that you need, finances, security, whatever you need, you let me know. Now, this is a wealthy man telling his niece's husband, whatever you need, I got you. And Prophet Muhammad was already known as a wise, successful businessman. Now, if there was no modern at that time, then obviously, and if there was no paleo at that time, and there was no Christian at that time, this guy walked with people who said they were Hebrew. They said they were Eber. They said they walked with the house of divide. They said they walked with Yahweh, Elohim, Elohim, however you want to pronounce it. They were saying yes. You talk about that over there, that's what we're on. Yes, yes, yes. Give us some more of that. What you know about that, right? These are the people that he knew. That's what Honorable Uncle, he knew these people. Now, he knew there were some of them that were trying to go a different way. So, in order to protect Prophet Muhammad, he was like, yeah, I got you. But no, I don't want to feed you to the wolves. I understand where you're trying to come from. So, be in position. Son's mom, shalom. Angel Mark, shalom. So, when these revelations would come to Prophet Muhammad, he would get about 178 people together. These people, their commission was to write down what he said. 178 people. Now, whether that number is correct or not, I can't tell you. Maybe it was 72. Maybe it was 17 who all did the same thing. However, there was a large number that was expected from the beginning of it all and who were supposed to show up for every time one of these revelations happened to write down exactly what he said. So at least everybody had it on record. Okay. Now, these people who called themselves Hebrews, who followed the ways of God, who followed the ways of Nah, Nah, we would say Nuh, or you would say Nah, who remembers the oath with Melchizedek, who remembers the day of Asher. Now, when Prophet Muhammad married Khadijah, I'm sure that there was an exchange in communication between the families. So at some point, I'm sure Prophet Muhammad had already met this man who said he would support him. Okay? Y'all walk with me. And in a minute, we can all talk together. I just want to get this out. Okay? So let me check the battery over here, y'all. We at 50%. We cruising, right? Yeah, we cruising. So these people who would have considered themselves Hebrew were getting their information from the land of Axum, from the land of Cush, what later became Ethiopia. And if you looked at a map where the Persian Gulf is, where the Arabian Sea is, you can look where Mecca and Medina is, and if you look just straight across that area, oh wow, coincidence that Cush is right there. Now, so all these people were running around saying that Muhammad did not know what he was talking about. How could he even know such stories? Wasn't even just because he was sitting at the feet of Khadijah's uncle. He was studying. And this was that whole time. Who knew how many years he had already been doing this? Even was it before he married Khadijah? Was it after? Either way, this is things that he was already doing. These are things he already was doing. This is his conduct in life. This is his walk. So when he started telling people these stories about these Hebrews, because he was coming from some nomads who, I won't say they were lawless, however, they were supposed to hold down the laws of this great city that was responsible for all worship. And the thing was, they had about 99 different deities inside, and none of them had the same name or purpose. Some of them might even share something, but none of them had the same. All this was going on in this city while Muhammad was being told, we don't do that. We have a mission. All of that must stop immediately, right? He was learning about this family that comes from Eber, this family that comes from Devad, that comes from Nuh, that comes from Adam, who comes from our Creator. Mm. Now, how is he knowing all these stories about them and their family? We come from Ishmael. We can tell you some things about Ishmael because after Ishmael and his mom Hagar come over here, yeah, we took them in. Oh no, Ishmael was taught by his father, Ibrahim. And by the time Ishmael and his mother Hagar had left, Ishmael was an adolescent. He was a lad. That means he was anywhere from 12 to 14 years old. So he knew the ways of his father. He may not have known all the conduct, but he knew what he was supposed to be doing. As a matter of fact, they had already been to this area that we now call Mecca. And as a matter of fact, at that time, that place started with a B, not an M. It would have been Becca. He and his father had already been there. That's why he and his mother were on their way there. And she found a well outside of the place. I'll have to correct myself because I got to go back and study. However, I call that well Zimzam, and it's close to the name. See the Zimzam or Zamzam, or even the well Zim. I call it Zimzam. So meanwhile, you got all these people that were running around talking about how they know so much about law and they know so much about history and they know how the right conduct is and what you're supposed to do. Well, I'm gonna say, well, I'm gonna go over here and be righteous. You can be right conduct all you want. I'm going over here to be righteous and pick up on a few things. And so when he would come back home and they talking about, well, how about if we stand on our heads and do that? And he says, no, you're ridiculous either way because this is how we're going to do it over here. And what you're talking about, that's not even part of our way of life. So when you want to ask those questions, more than likely, I'm just going to ignore you so that I can go about what it was that I knew when I woke up today, what I was supposed to accomplish. And I want to share something with you all that I learned. 22, 23 years old, new father and everything. Now, the lady who lived down the block, counter corner, she wasn't saying it directly at me. She was saying how much she was thankful that I was around. And she said, I tell people all the time, if you can't help me, don't hinder me. I said, yes, ma'am. You let me know anytime I can help you. And I will do likewise with you. So he was going amongst a bunch of people who were not even following the laws of Moses, Musa, weren't following the laws that Ibrahim spoke of underneath the covenant, underneath the promise even to Melchizedek. They weren't following none of those rules. When you hear someone talking about the wild, ignorant Arabs of the desert, it's not talking about the main houses and families who were here before the United Arab Emirates. It's talking about 7 house family who were the economic and, dare I say it, religious or law control of the area. There were 7 families that handled that. And then you had a whole bunch of people that were just occupying the land doing as they wish to do. There's a difference between a Bedouin Arab and one who says that they are a Muslim. You will get an eyebrow raised at you because they even speak a different language. They might be in the same streets or even walking across the same dunes. Even some of their words might be similar. However, they are 2 different cultures and might get upset with you. The same way if you address somebody in the South, hello, you all, they're going to think that you're trying to make fun of them, even though that's just, what are you all up to? I don't say y'all. I do say I don't say, but I don't say y'all. I say you all. It's an influence of Midwest and an influence of going through school, enunciating, and being told I had to be grammatically correct. But if you really want to catch me somewhere, you want to know how I speak Noah. I picked that one up from Kahalet Coffee. Yes. Where we at? Okay. Coins before it's gone. Snag coins. Okay. Thank you. Being in position. So, Muhammad had one wife. All the others that are attributed to him, there's some stories behind that. And I would love to share those stories with you. And we will do so in later episodes. Inshallah, Adon willing. We will do those in later episodes because each section, each juz in the Quran that we're supposed to read daily also has a story that is setting certain laws and codes that were already there. That's the reason why people were scratching their heads and asking, how dare you come this way with that? Last time we heard people talking this way was the kingdom of the shepherds. So how you know their information? And here comes Muhammad the whole time. He's dropping off stories from that region, from the Arabian Peninsula, what their history is. And then he came right back. Well, I tell you what, though, Eber and his family, this is how they dealt with it. He didn't even name drop on him. He just told them how it was dealt with. Who does dude think he is? Tell you another thing. You read a certain translation of the Quran, it's going to say Muhammad, 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 Muhammad about 80 million times. Now, if you read it from direct script, it's going to say, oh, prophet, or say to the people. But it's not even going to say, oh, prophet, because that part is in brackets. That part's in parentheses. It says, say, and then it tells you what to say. How do I know? Because when I learned it in Arabic, that name is not there. Kul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam walid wa lam yulad, wa lam yakulahu kufuwan ahad. Allahu Akbar. Now, where did I say anything about any prophet's name? I didn't. Cool, say. Huwallahu ahad. Hey, we actually are talking about praising our Father for the different things that have been set in place in creation, in balance, in correct order, for us to be able to observe the miracles and how we can live in cohesion with nature. Nothing about a prophet's name. Be in position. So, wrap it up a little bit because I would like to open up the microphone and let everybody speak. We've covered a lot. I think, what is this today? Is this the fourth day? I don't even know. I think it is. I think today is the fourth day. As far as this is concerned, as far as these lives are concerned, I think this is the fourth one we had. That means tomorrow I'm gonna be sitting back with everybody else, seeing what Yahweh Elohim has in store for us through all of the messengers that we have appointed to take care of us, our ears, our minds, our eyes, our souls. I'm quite thankful at all times for SOC being here. Prophet Muhammad spent a lot of time with those in Kush because they were trying to run him out of what he would call his own homeland. He spent that time with the Hebrews since day one. That's why I've been right there underneath the tree at the feet with everybody else. So when you see me come in and I say Shalom Yahasharayah, you all know, even though I'm not Prophet Muhammad by any means, that's what you're seeing. And when you see me type in, I'm being a hawk, it's because I am. Even if I'm not sitting there typing in comments all the time, I'm listening, I'm circling, I'm checking, I am investigating other places we could be for that safe space and that safe place. All right? That's always. I don't know anybody named Spry Sky. Your face looks familiar though. Give me just a moment. If you let me know who you are, we can talk. Kendall Bruce Ken. Okay. Moderator has been muted. Oh, moderator Ben. Shukran Aki. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. In position. It's that same brother that I was talking about earlier, you all. I got his 6 o'clock. He got my 12 o'clock. You know that? No matter which way we looking. And there are also some moderators within SOC that I've assigned as well. Thank you for being in here, bro. Good looking out. In position. So yeah, I'm pretty much about to wrap up what I had to say as far as all of that is concerned. I want you all to know that though. That is what I'm here for, to stop a lot of the confusion and to spread some information. A1 from day one, yes sir. You all know the song, you know, playing it all the time, talking about the checks like the first Jordans. It's one of my day ones right there. He is part of Highest Heights Studio. He is part of Mafia Soy Publications. He has his own label, as a matter of fact. Let's all get rich. That's one of them. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor and the lines. Hey, YouTube, got 2 people still in the room. 3 likes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Share with a friend. Share with a friend. And I'll go ahead and open the lines up. I asked the question before, so I'm going to ask again. What does it take for a person to be able to jump with in the live? Do you show your hands, or is it one of those things like when these people were asking to co-host, or it looked like it was saying inviting me to co-host? I'm very analytical when it comes to grammar. I might be reading it wrong. Not saying about those particular individuals, talking about how the procedure goes. So if anyone from SOC specifically, if I know you, all right, so even if you're not SOC, if I happen to know who you are and you are willing to speak on the subject, here's the deal. I've given out some information. I want you all jumping up here to tell me and tell the rest of everyone how you are applying it, or even what you think about it, whether you agree or not. So, given this time, I'm going to turn on a little bit of music. And meanwhile, you all have the chance to, you can, if you don't want to come on live, please at least write it in the comments. It's further discussion for us. Okay? Not gonna be on tomorrow. I'll come back Sunday. All right. But meanwhile, I want to know what's on you all's mind. I don't want to just be up here talking all the time. So go ahead. And I'm watching. And thank you all. Have a. I should grind. Tada. Thank you. We got going for battery here. 43% over there. Let's see here. We were riding along to some cool jazz earlier. Let's see what I can find in the library. Let's get some green hearts and some locks in. What time is it? What time is it? Can anybody let me know what time is it? I see you're trying to join. We're gonna let this ride on for a second. Hey YouTube, sorry you all lost me. I got the screen. Bro, I'm getting three dots. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I'm getting three dots on TikTok. Or two dots. I can reply, translate, mark, mute, comment. No, those are not what I want. Okay, the two spinning dots are gone again. Well, we ain't gonna worry about it. If anybody who does know how to, because Ben and I are both novices as far as the hosting end is concerned. I tell you a lot of things about how to get things going, and I ain't talking about just, oh, this is how you hold an audience and blah blah blah. No, none of that. Ben has been a live host on other platforms, and this isn't my first rodeo either. So, uh, I'm gonna play, I guess maybe two songs. And if anyone wants to put any comments or suggestions or questions or anything like that in, please feel free to do so. And like I said, if I see a hand go up or anything like that, matter of fact, we'll do a test run. We'll do a test run. I Next time I see one of those things that says invite in the comments, or if I see the little box come up, invite. There we go. That's somebody I want to speak with. All right, hallelujah, hallelujah. Let's see if we can get you to come on up, sis. Okay, I sent the invitation. Kati Monica, I hope this works. I pray that it works. So I'd like to hear from you. It's been a while. Meanwhile, I'm gonna. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that reminds me. Uh, Akati Monica, you go ahead and speak. Oh, I see. I see my brother Ben. Uh, Ben is in. Akati Monica hasn't made it up yet. I sent the invites. In order for me to interact with you all, the speaker on this device is kind of bad. I'm about to step away for a moment and grab my earphones so that I can hear what's being said. All right, so I'm gonna turn on a little bit of music and I'll be right back. And we're at 41%, so we got plenty of juice. Let's ride out maybe another 20 minutes, okay? I'll be right back. All right, Yahaba Haba, Ahaba Haba. I'll return shortly with the earphones. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Thank you to everyone for your patience. Okay. Anything on this end? Everybody with their jokes. So, I'm gonna let this music ride out. Give it 2 or 3 songs. Thank everyone for joining. Never did check on the time. Anybody type in what time it is, please? Akati Monica, can you show me a heart or a lock? I'd like to know if you're still in the room. There's a little something I'd like to share with you. So if you're still in the chat room, can you share a heart, a lock, a love, anything? Shalom to you, Akati. I see you, Akati, Deborah. You share something with everybody. It's not just for Sister Monica. However, when I make moves, I like for her to know about it too. Spoke earlier about being the hawk and security and such things. So let's go. On TikTok, there's been someone who is sharing video clips of a movie called Green Pastures. Now, this movie is from like 1939, 1949. It's black and white. And it's actually our diaspora doing a portrayal of how they feel a scene in heaven looks and how they feel Yahweh Elohim would handle coming back down to earth in 1939, 1949. Now, in this particular movie, you've heard people say Yehovah and all that kind of thing. Well, they do say that because that was the manner at that time. That's what people knew. Does it make it right? Man? Whatever path a person walks is wherever they're at is where they're at. You don't wear my shoes and I don't wear yours. However, if I can walk with you and make sure you need somebody to lean on or carry a bag, I'm there for you. I'm even there to look out and make sure the bears don't run up on you. And if it's some unruly children, the bear might run up on them. We're gonna hold that though. But meanwhile, and of course, I got love for children. That's a story concerning Prophet Elijah when they were disrespecting the prophet. And the reason those children were taken from this world is because the parents that was responsible for those children hadn't taught them the ways. That's why it's also known that all of life is a test. All of your possessions are a test. So no, you should not even consider your children your possession because you don't even own them. However, you're responsible for their actions. So then it becomes, do I raise up some more unruly children or do I get some act right about myself since my unruly children are gone? Ahava, Ahava. Love is love. Yahava, Ahava. Yahava is love. Sustenance and mercy in action is love. Not seeing any questions and comments come up, so probably gonna round this one out in just a little while. I was speaking of something and now I can't quite remember. Oh yeah, so there's green pastures, and there's a guy who's been sharing clips, and I'm considering doing some editing because of the name that's being called, Bashim. And I wanted to share the 10-minute video that I've actually made from 2020, where I'm putting music in the background of certain clips of the movie, and then along with that, at the end of it, of my 10-minute about the main actor and history behind the movie and himself, as a person. Um, and just a heads up, the reason why I even came across the movie is because I was speaking with my mom about what's her portrayal of um, the Most High. Mom, do you see some dude that look like Zeus? No, I do not. Okay. Who do you see? And she smiled. And she said, there's a movie we need to watch together. Me and my mom have been watching movies since I was conceived. It was our thing. Me and my mom have been talking with each other since I was conceived. Her teaching me things. And reminding me when I'm being hard-headed. And then came with some crazy idea that sounds so logical and you know it worked, but that was crazy. And now you shouldn't even be thinking that way. You're too young. And then you shouldn't be thinking that way because you're going to get us all in trouble. Can't be raising and stirring up no ruckus doing that. Be in position. I want to thank everyone for joining. I want to thank you for your patience, your perseverance. I want to thank you for your attention. I want to thank you for the love that's been shared. I want to thank you for the experience. I invite you all to join with me 4 p.m. Eastern daily, except Saturday, 7. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the gifts. And as always, I entreat you to come with questions and suggestions and ideas because we are entrepreneurs. We have products, we have services, and it's for a special interest group. Not only that, what we are trying to present is very necessary. Brothers, peace to all of you. I ask for all of our safety and for protection from our Father against the evil ways while we travel on the divine path. Inshallah, Ya Allah, Yubarik Alima wa Sahaba. Robish Fili, Warahmani, Washbani, Warfani, Warsukni, Wadin, War Ofin. Allah Akbar. Oh, great Father, great teacher, great provider of sustenance and mercy, we come to you and we ask for that strength and mercy. We thank you. We thank you for protecting us while we walk on the path. And you give us increase in stature. We ask that you forgive us when we mess up. And we ask that you correct us so that we stay on the path. All praise is due to our Father. Amin. Selah. Ashe. Love all of you. Thank you for being here. Yahaba, Ahaba. Till next time.